atomic gigantification was a sweeping Japan nation when along came a dude with an ultra attitude, a Kamen Rider who's the greatest kicker of Japan. And of all, man, life's too short now, baby, to not talk big now, baby.
Broadcasting across the globe from Two Guys' Room, it's Kaiju Conversation. I'm your host, Elijah, and joining me, as always, my lovely co-host and editor.
Hello, I am Rex.
And we are back at it again for the first time with an actual recording that's not a pre-recorded, very late episode. Oh boy.
No. Clearly those were recorded like last week, you know? Clearly.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah. Terror of MechaGodzilla, recorded last week.
Totally not
Very
recorded in November.
Oi, what are you talking about? You can't be throwing around these accusations here.
But speaking of last week, Rex, we are now in 2025.
Oh my god. Happy New Year's. That's terrifying.
It is very scary. I'm genuinely horrified.
Yeah, and as we're recording it, the month's almost over already.
I know. The fact that we're wishing a Happy New Year now, that actually is why we are here. We are a little bit behind.
Just a tad.
Not like horribly, but we are a little bit behind. This update should have been out like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Terror of MechaGodzilla is the most recent episode in the feed as of this recording. And that was supposed to be out in November. Same with Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla and Megalon.
Silly.
There was a very huge delay.
Yes. And the current upcoming episodes were supposed to be out during December. Oopsie.
So we are about a month and a half behind, roughly. But hopefully we will fix that sooner rather than later.
Preferably as soon as possible, yes.
So following this podcast updates, you all can expect Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century as the Christmas special, followed by the Kaiju in 2025 special that comes every single year.
And of course, last but not least, the Kaiju Convies.
Now, before we get to the Convies, I did want to establish, Rex, you are the one leading the editing for them. So, should we expect them in the next couple of weeks, like 2-3 weeks?
Definitely Yeti, because Yeti's like over like a quarter done already. So like that one, I would love to get it like a few days or less than a week after this comes out. But if it doesn't, then it'll be like the week after that at absolute worst.
So essentially by mid-February, we should have all of the 2024 episodes out. Mm-hmm. Now that being said, that means we are going to be about 4 episodes behind, which means we're going to be playing catch up as soon as we're done getting all these out.
Yeah.
Now, we should be caught up by May. That's my theory, at least, based off of everything. I'm assuming May's when we'll be caught back up. But before we can fully transfer over to Season 6, which we'll talk a little bit about Season 6 here in a bit, we do have the Convies, the annual award ceremony show that we put on covering the episodes, bonus episodes, and movies that we have covered through the year. Now, starting with Terror of MechaGodzilla, it was announced that they were now open for voting. You can vote in the description of this episode, Terror, Yeti, Kaiju in 25. You will see a link to a Google Forms that covers all of the Convies ceremonies categories and the nominees. We are going to do some online promotional campaign on our various platforms, and we will be covering those winners in the Convies recording. So voting is now. Voting will be over shortly after Kaiju 25 comes out, and then we will record and get that out.
Yeah, and just to give you guys a little sneak peek on what we've got coming up, our first episode of the season will be covering Gamera versus Vidas.
And as another minor update, and this is a slight announcement, this is not really like news, but it is out there. Kaiju Conversation is also on Threads and Blue Sky now. So if you are transferring over from X or Facebook, you do have those two options now as well. And you can see our updates there. Same handle at Kaiju_Converse. You can find that in our Linktree as well, and you can go give us a follow on those various websites. Now, all of this can be found, and all of the episodes, the upcoming episodes, the convies. You can even see the announcement, the nominees, and I believe there will be a link on the website and a blog post that covers the convies, and you can go there and get to the Google form that way. So please help us determine the winners of the convies this year. It's always a fun time. I love seeing what wins. Go over to look in our descriptions, go on our website, go to any of these possible methods, go to our social medias, find the convies Google form link, and leave us a vote for all of the categories.
Help us determine what truly is the peak cinema of 2024.
And what is not the peak cinema. Both of those are categories.
Yeah. Choose your favorite stars, even your favorite episodes.
But with that, those are really the major updates, the Threads and Blue Sky editions, the episode delays, the upcoming episodes, the convies. That's really it as far as I'm aware. Unless I'm forgetting anything, Rex, I think that is generally everything.
I think that is everything, yeah.
So definitely stay tuned to the podcast feeds for the rest of Season 5, and stay tuned for Season 6 premiering shortly after the release of the Convies, number 2. So thank you guys for tuning in to this quick, brief little update on the podcast, where we're at, where we're going, and how things have been. Once we get to Gamera versus Viras, we will get into the whole rundown of what has went on in our lives over the past, at this point, it'll be 2 months since we had talked last.
See if I can remember everything that's happened.
It'll definitely be a lot. I'll just say that. So thank you all for listening. We won't do the whole rundown this time, but please remember that life's too short to not talk big. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We are set, we are in debt. There's nothing to sweat. Life's too short now, baby. And not too big now, baby. Conversation. His name's Elijah, baby. And also Rex now, baby. We love those kaiju, baby. And you will too now.